Hi Sylvia, it's Joanne Vandermeulen speaking to you again from Courtenay, British Columbia, Canada. I know I'm not in my rubber boots like we talked about last time. Instead, I'm in green. And you might be wondering why I'm in green. Well, my favorite team, Saskatchewan Roughriders in the Canadian Football League, CFL, are in the Western Finals. And so this Sunday I'm going to be wearing green again and cheering for my team. We have a very dedicated fan base for our Saskatchewan Roughriders. So I just wanted to show you what I'm going to be wearing this weekend. Anyway, I'm going to take this off because it's very, very hot. And we're going to get into some more tips and discussion about how you can make your book your business, or your book is your business. And I know last time we talked about blogging. Today what we're going to talk about is building your author platform. Another very, very important situation or strategy in which you need to do in order for you to be successful and sell your books. So to begin with, whether you are published or not, you need to start now in building your author platform. A lot of people, they think, why not wait until you're published? Well, there's a couple reasons. Number one is that if you wait till you're published, it's going to be a little too late because it takes a long time to build up your platform. You go out into these social networks, you introduce yourself, of course, with your niche or your area of expertise, so that people can go back to your blog and they get used to you. They want to see you more. They want to interact with you. And that's exactly what you need to do. When you're building your author platform, you have to think of it as a strategy. What can I supply that other people perhaps can't? And so this is what you need in order for you to stay out of the slush pile and for you to actually build yourself up on a platform higher than the rest. So in a way, you really have to think about what you can bring to the table, or what can you give your readers so that they'll want to come back and visit you more and more. Another thing is, a lot of people are wondering is, why not just use the title of the book as the platform? Well, I tell people that, and I mean, this is the way I am anyway. I go into a bookstore and lots of times I can't remember the title of the book that I'm looking for, but I'll usually remember the author's name. And that is why you really need to make a name for yourself and have your image on your blog and present yourself as authentic and as a person, more so than even your book. Because it is you that you're actually trying to sell yourself to begin with as an author, and then your books later. So building an author platform is very, very important. And I'm going to talk a little bit more about getting into the social networks, such as Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Goodreads. Those are all social media sites in which you should actually be starting to think about getting out there and being visible. The first thing you have to do is go in and register. They're free. Then you go into your profile. Now this is where you have an image in your computer, hopefully of yourself. You can upload as a profile picture. They call it an avatar. And then you want to go into your bio and you want to fill out your entire profile as full as possible in the third person. Now don't go on and on and on, because people don't have much time these days, so they just want to read the gist of you. So start off with a hook like you do when you're writing your books, something that's going to grab their attention and want them to keep reading more and more about you. Also, make sure that you have a link to your site somewhere in your bio, or a lot of places on those media sites. They actually allow you to put a spot where your site, your HTML link is to your site, because that is so important. Remember, on your site, this is where your book is going to be. And your book with also the description underneath that, if they click on it, that takes them directly to where your book is sold. So as you can see, again, it's sort of like a system, but step by step. And that's another thing is the author platform is little steps. but you have to try to make it so that it's not too difficult for your readers. So try to think of something that you can supply underneath that's going to click once and it's going to take them right to the purchase page. Now, building an author platform, when you go in, you want to make sure that you also introduce yourself, and maybe if there's a spot in there, a place where you can introduce your book. The genre of your book, it's got to be like an elevator pitch, so very, very short, grabbing the attention of the reader, and so that they'll want to read more about your book. But again, remember, you should have yourself first. And make sure that you have a spot, if it's not on the social media site, that it is on your blog, an interaction or a contact spot so that people can actually contact you. It's amazing how many sites that I go to check out, and I don't have a spot where I can actually give them any feedback. I can't find the link or the button in which I can actually post any comments. So anyway, make sure that that's also on your blog and on your profile. Now, when you do get comments from your readers, it's very important to actually reply back. It doesn't have to be fancy. You don't have to take a whole bunch of try the more conversational style approach in your response. Remember, you first of all, you want to try to track the readers, but you want to track them as friends first. Friends, and then they'll become your following, and then eventually they will become your fans. So in building your author platform, get out there right now, start into your social media sites, make sure that they can tell what kind of a niche or an area that you're talking about, and hopefully it's related to part of your book. If when they kind of see it, they say, oh yeah, that person really knows what they're talking about. So sort of like an expert. And anyway, they'll keep coming back to your site, and eventually they'll click on your blog, and that is where your book is going to be up in the corner on the sidebar, ready to be purchased. Now, another point I just want to make out that's pretty valuable when you're talking about your book is your business is that when you go into these social media sites, there's a setting. It's usually on the top right-hand corner of your screen. Click on that and really be careful on what you click off on, how much material you want to get back into your email box. You for sure want to click off the spot where it says, you want to be identified, or you want to be notified when somebody responds to something that you've written down. So make sure you click that so that, you don't have to keep checking back at the social media sites to see if somebody's responding. It'll actually automatically go right into your email so that you can click on your email inbox message and go right back to the social media site where your profile, your elaborate profile, and of course with your link is all there. Another thing is in the settings, there's an alert, ALERT button, or sort of like a tab. Click it because you do want to activate any of these alerts. So make sure that that's on there because of the fact that you want Dig, Delicious, you want all those stumble upon, all those social media, what they're called, their media buttons that'll actually go up, and that is what boosts you higher in the search engines when you're talking about search engine optimization. So make sure you've got that because you want to bookmark yourself out there, and that is how you expand your network once they're actually floating out into these other bookmark areas. So if you can Twitter about it, if you can update your status in your Facebook, if you can, any of your status reports when it comes to LinkedIn or any of your social other media sites that you belong to, update your status regularly and include a link so that person can actually come back, click on the link, and go right back to your site. Well, that's about it for today, and I'm trying to keep it short and sweet. Again, I just want you to know that I will be wearing green, and I look forward to talking to you again. Oh, and another thing is that if you'd like some free marketing tips, don't be afraid to come to my site. It's www.joconquerobstacles.com. That's JOCONQUEROBSTACLES.com. And also, if you want to get really all the information, you can order my book Premium Promotional Tips for Writers. And again, it's a book about, how to target your audience, how to lift yourself higher in that author platform. And it can be for anyone that has products that are selling online.